And thanks for staying with us, everyone, here on JoyNews Desk. In our first story this morning, sports batteries on hand, plywood on the floor, pupils on their knees painting. That was a sight that greeted our news team at Noko MA Basic School in the Eastern Region. Beginning season 3 of our Schools of Shame series, we tell you the story of Eunice Esiedue Japong, who was transferred to teach in a non-existent school in Noko. This is also a piece about how vehicular knockdowns have for years forced parents in Noko to prevent their children from going to school. A story by Emmanuel Jivenu and Sarah Abla D'Souza.
In the heart of the Eastern Region lies Sanoka, a colorful farming community that holds a tale of determination, resilience, and a hunger for education. But in this community, a silent struggle exists. Noka, with its warm-hearted people, lack a fundamental pillar for its children, a school. For years, children trekked several kilometers to distant communities to access education. But in their quest to quench their thirst for knowledge, they get knocked down by speeding vehicles. As a result, many parents stop their children from going to school.
Sometimes me ya had the school kola obi wo ho to mbo se chio no gina kwan nim na ka ne so gina wo se chen ni ma me yi no ende bebre aha kwan ne de aye my school for na bebre na se akromo si obi wo kwan so ya ka ne bo no nkola mpanyufo ye yan ha ka bo wa unya wutin didim coded flat can say aye
yan mpanyufo kra ka bo yen ebi wo boliti na atetew aban so bema yen bidia yesren yen pese mo fare betwa kwan ni makobie
Meet Eunice Esiedue Japong, a trained teacher. In May 2023, she requested to be transferred to teach in the Eastern Region. That was the only way to be close to home and take care of her aged parents. Eunice was excited when her request was approved, and she had been transferred to Unoka MA Basic School. Her excitement soon fades when she discovered Unoka Basic School does not exist.
I seek for assurance in Sawoma Dweji Municipal, and I was given Noka Primary School. So it was Noka MA Primary School. That was what was on the letter. So I proceeded and I had the release. So this academic year, that is 2023-2024 academic year, that was when I was released. So right after I had to bring my document to the municipal. So when I got there, I had to pass by the school to see where the school is located and how the place is. But when I came, when I met the town folks, I asked, I'm coming to Noka, and they told me the school is not yet completed. So when they told me that, I was surprised.
Now we are not schooling in the school building. It's somebody's chapel that the person has offered us that we should be here until the room is completed.
This is the school Eunice has been posted to teach. An uncompleted 6-unit classroom block, a Get Fund emergency project.
Sometimes when I sit and think about it, I wonder, because if there is no school, so why do you then post me? But sometimes I just conclude that it's the will of God. Maybe God knows why He sent me here. Because of the kids, maybe He knew I have to come around and start, so the rest will help me. So I'm just holding on to that. Sit, stand, hands up.
About 6 other teachers posted to Noka Basic School didn't return to the community after their first visit, but Eunice Isiedua was determined to rise above the difficulties and make an impact in the lives of these young ones. Let the mission begin, knocking on one door to the other and inspiring dreams. She gathered the children. With the generosity of heart, Maranatha Power Ministry offered their structure.
It wasn't easy though, but I got help from the assemblyman and the pastor who gave us this temporary structure, that is Reverend Intiamwa. I had help from one man called Evans Mensah. He was the first person when I came to the place. He told me the structure will be ready very soon, so don't worry. And a lot of your colleagues have been around, they have come and checked the place, so don't worry. They will join you soon. And a lot of people are here, so you shouldn't worry at all. So those people, their words of encouragement, it brought positive vibes, and I decided that this thing I have to start.
Every morning, these learners embark on a symbolic journey to a bright future, carrying chairs to this makeshift classroom. In less than 2 months, enrollment increased, and so did the workload on Eunice.
On the 4th October this year, we started with admissions. And that day, I had 7 people admitted. And day in, day out, admissions increased. And currently, we have 107 kids. It's not easy. It's not easy, especially those younger ones who are now starting school. It's not easy. It's not easy for you to get them their concentration. They are hyperactive kids. So sometimes I have to be going around, catching them, letting them sit in between those in the upper classes. Sometimes if I see they are disturbing, I just have to let them sit beside the upper class people so that they can monitor them whilst I teach, so it won't distract the class. Looking at the nature of the place and the workload, sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy.
In this shared space, children from ages 3 to 15 sit side by side, driven by a collective hunger for education.
Before we learn the newsletter,
Eunice, with dedication etched on her face, navigates the challenges of a single-space classroom.
For now, I have not started with the curriculum yet. I have not. Because if I say I am going by the curriculum, it's 6 weeks, and 6 weeks we have different levels. We have different levels among us, so I can't. If we were more than that, I can go strictly according to the curriculum. But because I'm here alone, I can't do that.
You're in class 1, class 2, and class 3. Not class 4 and class 5. Classes, no classes. I anyway one year and you see on the back when you be a try the plan and many way throw no try. No this room to you could feel no this range. Yannick KG Funa is Sandy. As a Yefi. Kepesa Bank, Burning 10 for night class will be out on the class.
These beginners are practicing how to write the alphabet. With their bare hands, they write the letters in the sand. This may appear unconventional, but their facilitator believes this helps to awaken the learners' imaginative minds.
We kids, we have some kind of imagination. So as you imagine, oh, this is how the person is writing, this is how the hand or the finger is turning. So as you picture that in your mind, you write on the ground as you imagine it in your head. If you have tables, we'll be writing on the tables and on the slates, but our slates are few.
Call this a trip back in time or resourcefulness. For these young minds, however, these spoilt batteries are their best bet for a blackboard.
I started with the slates. Someone brought a slate, so I started with the slates. I write on the slates, then they copy. So it was later the community gave us a plywood to use as board. So we have to use the used batteries. So we mixed it with water and we darkened the plywood to be used as board.
It is time for lunch, and anywhere, including the floor, serves as a dining table. And when nature calls, these children have to run to their various homes.
I quite remember one of the learners. She was crying. She wanted to poop. So I had to tell the senior sister and sending her there. When I realized they just got out.
Are you struggling to lose weight and keep it off? Tired of wasting time and money on starvation diets that lead to more frustration and stress? If there was a weight loss solution that could actually work for you, would you try it? Then head to Golo.com.
I'm Steve. I lost 138 pounds in 9 months on Golo.
I'm Amber. I've lost 128 pounds with Golo taking release.
If you're ready to take back control of your life, head to Golo.com now and see how Golo can work for you. That's GOLO.com.
My sleep is way better. My inflammation has gone way down. Golo saved my life. I was way overweight. That's what sent me down the path. I wanted to make sure and live for my kid.
I have literally tried everything. I was on the verge of getting gastric bypass surgery, and I saw the Golo commercial, and it was the last thing I tried because it worked.
Join over 2 million people who have found a better way to lose weight with Golo. Your healthier and happier life begins at Golo.com. That's GOLO.com. Again, GOLO.com.
Rubber bag, and they just let her ease herself and they tied it and went to put it in.
I say, in Kunyam, for 50 children, near the Abasi, your bread, your brands are now foot through every year. One and so can now foot through the year. In suit of cry, bit me a share. It's your swab by some boy and dinosaur mind.
The person buying burning them for night class will be a connect class.
They have potentials. Was being with them, I have seen some like to draw. Some also they are creative, and others also academically they are good. So I am hoping if the building is ready, we get enough teachers, we get learning materials, teaching materials. Definitely they will realize their potential and they will get far.
Me and Nessie, I'm a bomb man, and Papa, no more on my Ghana. Never saw
As they pledge their loyalty to their motherland, Ghana, these pupils are also saying a silent prayer for their school building to be completed. But until that prayer is answered, Eunice, Helenes, and in fact the entire Noka community will continue to dream of a brighter tomorrow.
Well, from education to politics, in the most recent 2023 year-end opinion poll conducted by Global Info Analytics, John Dramani Mahama, the opposition National Democratic Congress's flag bearer, has surged ahead of the governing New Patriotic Party's candidate, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in a race for Ghana's presidency in 2025. The poll indicates a significant lead for John Mahama with 53.2%, compared to MPP's Dr. Bawumia's 29.6%. Alan Chomantin, the former Trade and Industry Minister, holds 7.7% voter support. Approximately 4.2% of voters expressed interest in other candidates, whilst 5.3% remain undecided, a considerable factor with nearly 11 months until the elections. JoyNews' lead data and research analyst Isaac Kofi joins me in studio for a breakdown. Kofi is going to help us understand the methodology and the findings, really, of this poll by Global Info Analytics. So let's start with the methodology, because you're looking at what the NDC flag bearer had, over 50%, and Dr. Bawumia, 29%.
Yeah, less than 30%. Wow. So this is actually Global Info Analytics' first election poll in 2024. And we will be doing some sort of comparative analysis comparing the December results to the October results. So they did this in December 2023, but the results were released on the 4th of January this year. And the findings in terms of who will you vote for, so about 5,881 respondents were asked this very simple question, who they will vote for in the 2024 general elections, and they were given options, and then they chose who they will vote for. Now, if you look at the methodology, Musa will throw more light on it, but you see that after speaking to that over 5,881 respondents, they came out with a confidence level of 99%, which according to the research says that their margin of error was about 1.6%. And so this is a research that, according to them, has a lot of confidence, about 99%. It means that the probability of probably making an error is a little bit low and really acceptable. That's according to the report. But they present their findings in terms of who will you vote for in two folds. So the results they had the unweighted result and then the weighted one. So if you look at the unweighted results, John Mahama is in the lead with 56%, followed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with 27.1%, and then Alan Chomantin with 7.4%, and the rest follow. Now, the weighted results, that is when probably they've done some sort of, averaging and taking certain things out to make the findings more realistic. So even with that one, you see John Dramani dropping from this 56% in the unweighted result to 53.2%. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia rather increases on the unweighted side to 29.6%, the weighted side actually, and then followed by Alan Chomantin 7.7%, and the rest actually follow. But interestingly, if you compare the October figures to December figures, you see that John Dramani Mahama increases from 48.3% in October 2023 to 53.2% in December 2023. So in less than, let's say, maybe 2 months, he's when the same, when respondents were asked the same question, about 53% says that, they'll vote for John Dramani Mahama in the 2024 election. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also increases from 28% in October to 29.9% in December. And then we have Alan Chomantin dropping from 11.3% to 7.7%, another candidate. Interestingly, we still have significant portion of the respondents who took part in this survey or poll saying that they are undecided, about 5.4%. Which is relatively the same in both, October and November. Now, they were also asked very interesting questions, and maybe because we were talking about education, seeing Able's fantastic reports, if, respondents were asked, who do you think can fix the Ghana's education? And you have about 54% of the respondents saying that they believe John Dramani Mahama can fix Ghana's education problems, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can, about 26% said they believe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can do so. 13% say they believe another person or someone else, and then 7% says, they believe Alan Chomantin can also do that. Now, they were also asked job creation. Mahama was around the same percentage, 53, followed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 26, someone else, 13, Alan Chomantin, around 9%.
Great.
We'll look at other interesting, in dynamics.
Yes, thank you so much. You've done a good work breaking that down for us. Joining us on Zoom is Musa Dankwa, who is poster with Global Info Analytics. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. So, Kofi has been doing a great job breaking down the polls as you conducted. I just want to find out, because for me, the surprise there is the disparity when it comes to the figures when you compare the NDC's flag bearer and the MPP's flag bearer. Quite surprising, isn't it?
Good morning for having me. I don't think there's a surprise because people have ignored the earlier polling indicators that would have been telling us what they might do when we get to who we want to vote for. If you go to the very first question, we ask voters, do you believe Ghana is headed in the right direction or wrong direction? In that question, 68% said Ghana was headed in the wrong direction or is headed in the wrong direction. 22% said right direction, and 10% said they have no opinion. Then we came to another question, which was trying to seek their view about their own standard of living in the past 12 months. And on that question, 54% of voters said that in the last 12 months, their living standards has gotten worse. When they go to the polls, it is the view or their view about where we are heading as a country and how they've been feeling in their pocket and stomachs that will decide. So for us, this wasn't surprising.
Well, it's the beginning of the year. We have a long way to go before the December 2024 elections, and people would change their minds along the way. But then there's also a group of people who are polarized when it comes to their choices and decision-making. How do you anticipate that to change along the way?
No, if you look at the polling numbers that we have currently, and for those who said someone else, I expect some of these numbers will split between the leading three candidates eventually. But then if you look at those who are undecided, it is 5.3%. And normally, when these guys are deciding lately, they don't decide in a very dramatic way. They follow the crowd. So in terms of what could change, the secret lies in the question we asked them earlier or later on, that we asked them whether they are likely to change their mind when we spoke to them in the election 2024. 67% of the respondents said that they are unlikely to change their mind. 16% said they are likely to change their mind. And 17% said they were neutral. So technically speaking, only 33% of voters said they could change their mind. And that is really a window that these MPP and the NDC have in terms of their campaign impacts.
All right, and I just also want to point out that this is presenting an easy win for the NDC. Because I've heard talk of people say, well, this election could enter into a second round because of how close it is and because of the Alan Tremantin factor. Do you anticipate that to also happen based on the inquiries you've made?
If you look at the numbers we have, this doesn't suggest a runoff race. It is not runoff race because Alan Tremantin could be the one that may send the race into runoff. But for him to do that, he must draw his support not only from MPP, but also hugely from NDC and floating voters. At the moment, as we speak, his support is coming from MPP. And that is a problem that we have. So unless he begins to enter into NDC's backyard and get some numbers, this race is highly unlikely to go into runoff. But Mahama from the polls will win one touch from the polls as we are today. So Baumia's bleeding in the poll is coming from Alan Tremantin in the race.
One of the questions you also asked was about whether or not the MPP can break the 8. Obviously, most people thought it wouldn't happen.
Yes, when we asked them whether they believe the MPP can break the 8, in October 27% said yes, MPP can break the 8. And 55% said no, they can't break the 8. And 18% said they have no opinion. But in December, those who believe they can break the 8 has dropped by 6%, now on 21%. And those who are saying no has gone up from 55% to 60%. So more and more Ghanaians believe that MPP will not break the 8. And that is why you've seen a rise in the polling numbers for John Mahama.
How should the political parties treat this information from your polls, especially the MPP, because it doesn't look good for them?
I mean, they have their own campaign strategies. They have their own internal posters. And luckily for them, we have published in all the constituencies we went, the samples we interviewed, how many were women, how many were men. If they want to confirm this poll, we have published our methodology. They can follow our footsteps back into those places and see what they will get will be different.
All right, Kofi, any more information you think is relevant for us?
Well, I think that just by looking at the figures that were presented by Global Info Analytics concerning can the NPP break the 8, I don't know if you observed, but you realize that the number of respondents who said that they are undecided or they cannot tell was within 18 to 19%. I mean, at this juncture, if you believe the NPP cannot break the 8, it is probably, to me, it's probably very easy to say no, they can break the 8 than to say maybe yes, they can break the 8. And so if you look at that 18 to 19% figure who said they are undecided, it can actually tell you Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's true, average score in the 2024 elections, which I believe that if you do some sort of, averaging and then, seasonalizing the data a bit, you can tell he is likely to get not less than 40% probably in the 2024 election. Because you have, he being a vice president, people tagging him with so many things. The poll give you about 27%, 29% who said that he can win the 2024 election. That's about 30%. Undecided is around 5%, 6%. And when you speak to people about, do you think the NPP can break the 8, about 18 to 90% says that, well, they are not decided. That can actually tell you his true, score in the 2024 election. But just like the figures have been presented, it may look like an easy win for the NDC, but if you do some sort of disaggregation and seasonalization, you realize that the election is not really going to be an easy fought for anybody in 2024.
Wow, thank you so much. Lead data analyst with JoyNews, Isaac Ofeje there. Earlier we had on Musa Dankwa, who is a poster with the Global Info Analytics. Thank you so much for your time this morning. You're watching News Desk. We're taking a short break. We have some more stories afterwards.
The festival is coming.
What is going on between you and Pamela?
Roverman Productions, in partnership with Joy FM and the National Theatre, presents the Roverman Festival of Plays. The festival starts on 23rd December with 4 girls, their spell. 24th December, husband material, 7 yards. 25th December, I like what you like. New Year's Day, naked in bed. 2nd January, unhappy wives confuse husbands. 6th January, just the tip. 7th January, naked in bed. 8th January, for girls, their spell. Venue, National Theatre. For tickets, dial *365*535#. WhatsApp 050-554-6010 or visit our regular outlets. Rate 200 Ghana cedis per play and 900 cedis for 6 plays. Time 4 and 8 p.m. each day. Sponsors Gino Tomato Mix, GCB Bank and Ebony Condos. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Yeah. Jingle bells all the way to a magical Christmas with Melcom this December. From 4th December 2023 to 7th January 2024. Save big with discounts up to 60% on countless items at any Melcom store nationwide. This offer is valid in store and online at www.melcom.com. Terms and conditions apply. Melcom, where Santa shops.
Miss VIP. Magnetic perfumes.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelopes, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Welcome back to the news. Motorists and pedestrians who use the airport junction near the National Service Secretariat in the national capital Accra are appealing to the Roads Ministry and relevant institutions to immediately remove hedges and billboards lined up at the edges of the road, making it difficult for them to see oncoming vehicles, serving as a recipe for disaster. Hannah Dame visited the area and reports.
Mr. H.A. Donato, who has been working near the National Service Secretariat since the year 2007, says almost every week he sees similar incidents, which mostly causes accidents at this junction. He wants stakeholders involved to immediately address the situation.
You see this side, the signboards, they are closing also the view. So they have to remove some, the hedges there, cut it down. So as soon as they read this zone, they can look, see the road clear and know how to do. That's what I'm saying. So ever since accident upon accident.
A frequent user of this road, Papa, wants the signboard and hedges removed to ensure safety.
Very, very dangerous. See the hedges with the signboards. Too bad. Please, you should try and do something about it.
What would you want to be done?
They should clear those things all. It's human life that we are working with.
Pedestrians and cyclists who say they are equally concerned about the inability to clearly see the road before using it are asking for action to be taken.
There are edges, the name 3 edges are preventing viewers to see the road clearly. Secondly, they've erected signboards or postboards around the junction, which is preventing you can't see very well. The road is not clear for you to see. One, if they can't erect the traffic light, then the immediate thing they should do is they should remove the posts or signboards, and then they should trim the neem tree so that the road will be clear for drivers to see.
Road safety advocate Obaya Kunedu, though acknowledges the danger posed by the hedges and billboard, cautions motorists to be cautious when approaching this junction.
You're not able to see clearly. You're supposed to stop at the junction, indicate and check your left and your right. If you're going to the left side, if you're going to the right, you check on your right. But if you're going to the left, the hedges are blocking your view. So motorists are tempted to go into the middle of the road, which is not safe at all. And as a road safety person, as an instructor, I would urge the authorities that they make sure that these hedges are cut. I'll also add to it that motorists, yes, we know the hedges are there, but let us be patient and be sure that we have seen the road clearly before we can go.
From the airport residential area near the National Service Secretariat, I am Hannah Odame for Joy News.
While still on road safety issues, a comprehensive person-to-person approach has been adopted in educating drivers and passengers as part of the annual road safety campaign by Love FM and Insura FM in Kumasi. In the effort to reduce the speed of road accidents, motorists at the Ejuso Progressive Transport Owners Association and King Jesus Lorry stations were the latest targets in the road safety campaign. Here's a report by Clinton Yeboah.
The ongoing campaign assembled drivers at the Ejuso Protoa and King Jesus Lorry stations for an educational session. This was in collaboration with the National Road Safety Commission, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, and the Ejuso Transport Department. Kingsley Odame Amwako, an ambassador of the Road Safety Campaign, said the new approach of person-to-person has heightened the impact of the campaign.
We're doing it on radio. We're just inviting some of the road stickers who know about the in and out of transportation. But right now we are at the lorry park or the lorry terminus or the station to have a one-on-one engagement with the drivers so that we know their problems and how the stakeholders, that's the DVA, National Road Safety Authority, and the municipal that we are around so that their problem can be solved.
Assistant Planning Manager at the Road Safety Commission, Samuel Jima, said the Commission will continue its stop speeding program to keep road users on the alert.
During the first month of the year, because a lot of people slow down in the July tide, people of the belief that during the first year, all the witches and wizards have gone to sleep and that there can be no accidents. So over the years, in January, you see that there will be slight rise in the number of crashes that happens on our road. But this year, what we intend doing is that we intend to carry on the stop speeding program we started during the end of the year last year through to this year, so that we tell drivers to slow down.
Member of the Ejuso Municipal Transport Department, Frank Asamoah, commended Love FM and Insura FM for the grassroots road safety initiative.
We are very thankful. It's a great education for the drivers. We teach them a lot. We take them through education, but not like this one. We select their leaders. We only teach their leaders so that we will come and talk to them. So for this education to be around them, it's a good education for us.
Some corporate sponsors of the road safety campaign are enthused about their involvement to help in curbing road accidents.
We decide to support this program so that the awareness of accidents that is happening, people will get notice of it so that we have accident free. We don't want it because Valvoline is a big company and they support the cars, provide a lot of engine oil that we call lubricants.
Most of them are using our motorbikes. Yes, so that's why we were trying to also educate them on how to use the motorbike. You know, when you come to Kumasi here, most of them, they use our 3 tires, popularly known as the Pragya. So that's why, and most of them, at times, they get accident roll from. So that is why we are trying to help them to do the education on the road safety.
Some drivers received free reflector jackets, tricycles, and motorcycles. Road traffic accidents rose by 24% in the Ashanti region. It is at the back of this that Love FM and Insura FM have embarked on this social assignment to ensure road traffic safety. Reporting for JoyNews, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
You're watching News Desk. There appears to be a craze right now among Ghanaians to break world records. At least that's what we're hearing from Guinness World Records. Over 300 applications have been sent in from Ghana so far. Isn't it quite shocking there? So after a first and to a singathon, we want to get an idea just how much of those applications are getting replies from the Guinness World Records. I'm joined by Fred Smith, who is editor at JoyNews, who has been tracking all of that for us. Fred, over 300 applications. Is that true?
Indeed, it's actually more than that. We had 355 applications from Ghanaians between July 2023 and January 2024. And the organizers, the Guinness World Records Limited, is saying that in December alone, they received 251 applications from Ghanaians to break or set one record or the other. And as you can see on social media, everybody is talking about a singathon, cookathon, chatathon, speechathon, whatever thon that they want to talk about. That's what the records company is confirming so far. In January, the first 4 days of January alone, they're saying that they've received 80 applications, just 4 days, 80 applications, on average 20 a day.
Yeah, I mean, right now it appears to be a competition between Ghana and Nigeria. I mean, who can break the records? What do you know about Nigeria as well?
Well, you may think that what Ghanaians are doing is a lot, but it's actually very small if you compare to what is happening in Nigeria. Nigerians have so far in 2023 sent in 2,335 applications to attempt one record or the other. That drops Ghana's 355 applications between July and January.
And I don't know if you can help us. I mean, what generally is the process when you apply? What is the criteria for selecting who is able to break a world record? I mean, how convincing should it be?
Yeah, so the criteria is different for different areas. For instance, if you want to break a sports record, you may not need to apply at all. So when Rooney currently holds the record for the youngest person to score more goals with one football club, which is Manchester United, he didn't have to apply for that, and it was observed. But if you want to do something like a sing-a-thon, cook-a-thon, and the speech-a-thons, you'd have to apply that you're going to stage this. You would find if there's a record holder already, how many minutes did they do, and then you state that you're going to do maybe 5 hours more than the record holder did. And if you're able to clock that, then the award team will sit and decide whether, and find out whether you actually complied with the rules. So in the case of the sing-a-thon that we had recently, Efua Sentua Ejodum, she was supposed to sing continuously, and she did not have to repeat a song within 4 hours. She did not have to pause for more than 30 seconds and so on and so forth. If she complied with all these rules, then once she's been able to go beyond the previous record holder, then she'll be able to get the record and her name will be in the records book. But indeed, in spite of all these numbers that the records company is saying they've received from Ghana, they are saying that the success rates for the records is just about 5%. And so it doesn't mean that all of these will go through to become records.
Just a quick one. How many of these applications are getting recognition, are getting the green light to go ahead? And what's the motivation really? Is there a prize money or something?
Well, the Guinness World Records will not award you for what you've achieved, but it will expose you to the whole world. And through that, you gain something. And as I mentioned, the 355 persons who have applied between July 2023 and January 2024, we are not clear yet whether all of them will be granted the permission to go ahead and attempt the records so far. But at least they have received these applications. And as you can see on social media, everybody trying to break one record or the other.
First Smith, how about a news-a-thon?
A news-a-thon? That's for you. Continue.
Thank you very much, First Smith, Johnny's editor there. Now, in just a matter of hours, the 90s Jam is going to kickstart here in Accra. It's a Joy FM program put together to celebrate music all the way back to the 90s. Is taking place at Accra, and my colleague Maxwell Agbagba has been gauging the mood there ahead of tonight's party.
Accra's beautiful skyline, and this is the view you get when standing here at the rooftop of the City Galleria Mall. A lot of landmarks, to see. Just in a short some minutes ago, you saw the Villaggio building. When you're here, you can see the entire skyline, actually the beautiful skyline, of the capital, Accra. It's very breezy here, and so you can imagine what it's going to be like when you have some 90s music, playing in the background, and you have DJ Black, and you have Andy Dusty, you have Nia Itego, and the rest of the crew, on the stage, playing you all the best 90s, music that you could ever, think of. It is a very big space, very, very big. I'm told that it can accommodate about 1,000 people. So yes, you don't have to worry about getting access to this place. The car park is also very, very spacious to accommodate all your vehicles, all your cars here. What you can see right now is a team from the Multimedia Group Limited, our colleagues getting ready. The stage is not really yet set, but you can see that is the stage, and then they get in the lights and everything in place. I have with me here Kelvin Phillips Bands. He's the manager for City Galleria. He's going to tell us more about the rooftop, about this place. This is more or less like the biggest rooftop I've seen here in the capital, Accra.
Definitely. You can see for yourself. I mean, take a look at the view.
Yeah.
We have the signature right behind us. Actually, we are located right behind Accra Mall.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you're coming from, for instance, La Paz towards the mall, just get to the roundabout, and then when you are turning right in front of the mall, don't get to the motorway. Don't get to the motorway. It's a bit tricky. But
very tricky, and I think we have to mention that.
Yeah, don't get to the motorway. There is a curve right in front.
That is for those coming from La Paz, Achimota, and its environs.
Exactly.
Medina too?
Medina as well. So when they come, they go around it, come and pass right in front of the mall. And just go around it, you'll find City Galleria Mall. We are strategically
if
located.
you think you're going to get lost, you can also just make your way to, what do you call it, Accra Mall.
Accra Mall.
And then just walk.
Just walk right behind
right behind Accra Mall. Just walk
behind
Accra Mall and you find City Galleria.
Large space for you. We are happy to host you. About 1,000 people we are expecting tonight. Big car space. And then we are ready for you tonight. We're going to have a big party today.
Yeah, big party tonight. Can you take us around? Let's see how how spacious the space is.
The space here, the stage right here, and then you can see for yourself. It's just quite a big place. We have
this is VIP.
It is for VIP only. Okay, so let me show you how the VIP looks like.
Okay. So we're still getting a place, right? So maybe we can just stand outside
and then see what is happening right now. So a big VIP space, and the rest of the spaces are for the party people.
Yeah.
I'm suspecting the VIP people will just tripping and come and see what is happening here.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This is my second time I'm going to join you.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I came to the other place that you were.
Okay.
So this is the big party, the biggest party of the year.
Yeah. And we're coming to the biggest party ground in the whole of the capital, Accra, City Galleria. So all of these. So this space is all part of.
It's all part of the rooftop. It goes all the way to that stretch over there.
Wow!
Right, all the way. I think this is the most spacious place you are going to get today.
Yeah.
And today is going to be beautiful. So we are inviting everybody to come through, come and see what we have here, and then we take it from there.
And of course, preparations are underway. I see a lot of cleaning going on. I see some vendors who will be setting up, who will be selling. Last year, the previous, 90s jam, I had my kebab, my drinks, and all of that. They'll be setting up here, right?
Do all that.
Yeah.
All that and more.
Yeah. All that and more. I like that.
And more is going to happen today.
Yeah.
It's going to be an eventful night. Your way right here.
So all of this space will be occupied, right?
The whole of the space from that side to this side.
Wow.
So all of the space is for you.
Wow.
All right. And then you can see the view.
Yeah, so that's the Kotoka International Airport right there.
When the plane is about to land, you see.
So you can take your Instagram worthy, selfie. So for instance, I'm dancing and then plane is landing in the background. I'll just do this. I'll do this. Get it in the background. Get my friends in the background.
There you go.
Oh, so this is the view. Okay.
You can see Accra Polo Park.
I can see
there.
the Polo Park.
Yes, the Polo Park right there.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be beautiful. I'm telling you.
And I can see the other side also as well.
Exactly. So
wow.
we are all set and prepared for you guys.
So let's look at the other side as well.
So this is where we are going right now is where the Accra Mall is.
Okay.
So from this shot I can show you how you will get here.
Yeah.
You understand? So Don't forget, when you get in front of Accra Mall, make sure you don't get to the motorway. Don't. Just go right in front of it and make a
at all costs, avoid the motorway.
Avoid the motorway.
The moment you get on the motorway,
you are gone. You are going to. You're
going to another party.
Exactly. So just make sure that you are
avoid
right in front.
The motorway.
Yes, it's very, very important.
So right in front of the
Accra Mall. Make a turn around the Accra Mall. Yeah. It will take you straight to us. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So I mean, the party itself is going to show people where we are. I mean, when people start coming, you see the hairs, all that, and what is
you see the lights and all of that.
Exactly. So it's going to be beautiful. Yeah. I can't wait for 8 p.m. to.
I can't wait to, bro.
I'm getting ready to go and change and come and have a party of my life. I'm telling you, man.
And downstairs we have a lot of shops, right?
We have shops. We have spaces for rental. Okay. We have office space for rental. Okay. You can come and rent some of them. Later on, I'll take you down there and go and see the spaces, the office spaces we have for rental.
And also for people, our patrons who be coming, who want to maybe get something from downstairs, they can get it, right? Drinks, anything. Even here, you have drinks, you have kebab, you have everything you need.
Good. Apart from we having this mall, we also have apartments for rental. Okay. One of them is called St. Agnes. The other one is Park Royal, and then the other one is Ashanti Gardens. Okay. Yes, they are all located in the airport residential areas. Yeah. So when you come through, and then you call our numbers on the billboard, we'll be able to sort you out.
You'll be able to sort it out.
Exactly.
Before we go, what makes the rooftop of City Galleria like the best in Accra, the best in the capital?
I'm going to tell you this. Take a look around.
Yeah.
Which other building do you see here that has a bigger space like this? This is the only place, man.
True.
If you can see one, tell me. You can't. So this is it. That is the best space for Joy FM 90s Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So you had it from the manager himself, Kelvin Phillips Bands, taking us around to see the place. Like I mentioned earlier, if you hear, you see the beautiful skyline of Accra, the entire beautiful skyline of Accra. All the major landmarks you have in the capital, Accra, you see that right here from City Galleria. And like I mentioned earlier, this is where we're going to have the party. The main stage is going to be there, but of course there'll be people all around. And you have speakers all around you. So everywhere you find yourself, you're going to hear, the right decibels, of sound that will be coming out from our line array speakers here at City Galleria, very close to the Accra Mall. We gave you all the directions, but if you think you're going to miss it, just come to the Accra Mall, cross the street, and then you're at City Galleria. Yes, the rooftop of City Galleria Mall. Now, if you've not bought your ticket yet.
All right, Maxwell, we're live for us at City Galleria Mall, where the 90s Jam will be taking place tonight at 8. We want to take you next to the state burial of statesman E.T. Mensah, and we're here in Accra. The funeral service underway there, as you can see in your shots. Enoch Te Mensah, commonly known as E.T. Mensah, was a Ghanaian politician. He was a member of parliament for Ningo Pram from January 7 to 1997 to January 7, 2017. He held ministerial offices in the presidential administrations of Jerry John Rawlings from 1993 to 2001 and Jonathan Mills from 2010 to 2012. Let's listen in.
Honorable E.T. Mensah, over 10 years ago, as a servant of the state and as a very active member of the Methodist Church Ghana. I also had the privilege to give the charge when he graduated with a master's degree in pastoral studies. He candidated as an evangelist, and on completion of the prescribed studies, I had the privilege as the presiding bishop then to commission him as an evangelist of the Methodist Church Ghana. His interest in evangelism endeared him to the youth of the church, who were deeply committed to evangelism. His eloquence and ability to expose the word of God, coupled with his knowledge of our traditions and his deep sense of appreciation of our church's constitution and standing orders, were very impressive. He served the church diligently as a leader and a conference member and as an evangelist. He did all these while still serving in varied responsible capacities as a Member of Parliament, Minister of State, and later on as Honorable Member of the Council of State. In conversation with E.T., it became clear to me that the late E.T. Mensah held the view that human beings owe their being in this world to the calling of God. To him, every Christian has God's calling on him or her. Our vocation from God is to know ourselves as people who are called to be saints, not in the sense of having superior moral or mystical capabilities over others, but as people called to serve in varied sacred and secular capacities. For him, work, sacred or secular, must be considered within the setting of God's calling to live in responsible obedience to God in whatever station of life one is placed. The Christian, as E.T. understood, defines his or her work in terms of the calling of God to serve God and humanity. It can be said that he paid his dues to the nation, to the church, and to his family. Above all, he did not behave like the fool who said in his heart, "There is no God," and so lived without any consideration of God. He remembered his Creator in his youthful days and served him with a high sense of commitment. He was ever conscious of the transient nature of life here on earth and worked hard when he had the opportunity. He knew that one day
a state burial for the late E.T. Mensah underway in Accra. He was married with 7 children. He died in South Africa on the 1st of October 2023, aged 77. And that's how we end News Desk. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching.